The game in the back is Balatro. It is a poker roguelike made by one developer. The game didn't have millions being pushed into it, it didn't have any celebrity voices that you recognized, and the game only had one simple objective. Get a high score, beat the blind, and continue that until you beat the boss blind. The game sounds simple, but its addictive gameplay has ratings to prove that it's phenomenal, with some people calling it their game of the year. However, we see in games like Call of Duty that have the millions of recognizable voice actors and the graphics to be mixed. Some people say that it's a good game, some people say that it's terrible. Well, this leads to the question, how does a game made by one developer beat multi-million-dollar corporations? I think the answer can be broken up into three parts: addictive gameplay, the ideas behind the game, and the sense of community that the games bring. We can see this especially in the roguelike indie games such as The Binding of Isaac, Balatro, or Bollock's Pit, that they allow for a lot of freedom. The games allow you to pick from multiple characters or multiple decks in Balatro's case, but allow you to play the game differently and take different risks. In Balatro, you have decks such as the checkered decks, which I'm using, that gives you 26 spades and hearts, which allows you to get easier flush draws. Some decks, like the green deck, might force the economy to play a bit differently by starting you off with extra money and letting discards be worth money. As you progress through these blinds, you're faced with a shop and the choices that follow. Do you buy a tarot pack and hope for a death or a hanged man, or just buy a joker? Do you buy a celestial pack and try to upgrade your hand that you're playing, or do you skip it? And it's not only Balatro that this works. In Bollock's Pit, you have multiple characters that you can play. Later on for the game, you can get a building that allows you to bring in 2 characters at once. So the question then is, what 2 characters do I bring? Do I bring 2 characters that abilities complement each other, or do I bring 2 characters that have 2 balls that can evolve easy? Well, these are characters that you can... Well, these are debates that you can have. It shows that 2 players can be given the exact same run, but not play it different, or play it differently. This allows not only for strategy, but it also allows for freedom. One player, instead of multiple, can play the same run multiple times, and they can see how well their run does compared to previous ones. We see this a lot more in games like Binding of Isaac, where someone can play their same seed multiple times to try to get the best loot possible out of a run and see how far they can push it. Some games also push it a bit farther, with Bollock's Pit having evolutions and fusions and a town building subsection that you must look at and have strategy to also. Games like Hollow Knight, while also known for having fun gameplay and challenge, is also typically praised for world building, lore, and the soundtracks that follow. The game, while it has difficulty to it and fluid gameplay, isn't just focused on that. This is where a game differs from Balatro or Bollock's Pit, which doesn't have a lore behind it. The main draw of Hollow Knight has always been the world design. Whenever you hear somebody talk about it, that is what they bring up. The world, the design, the world building is beautiful in the game. And the same can be said for The Binding of Isaac or Celeste. The gameplay is addictive, the style is beautiful, and the story is good. The Binding of Isaac explores themes such as religion, guilt, and psychosis. The story is dark and grim, but it makes sense. A boy named Isaac lives with his religious fanatic mom. She abuses him, and it causes parts of the game to transpire. And I think that this points to one of the biggest differences between AAA's now versus indie games. Indie games usually have a story that they want to tell, They make those stories with passion. They don't chase the dollar signs that come from the successful IP they're already creating. They let the story do the talking. Celeste is also known because of its speedrunning capabilities. So all of these games are indie, most of them are roguelike, but one of them focuses on lore and world design, the other one focuses on speedrunning. These all play differently, and yet they're all beautiful games and highly rated. And I think that's what makes these games so popular and exciting. They don't just want to entertain. They show us a bigger picture that you don't need millions, and you don't need a successful IP that's already grounded to make a game that players love. The Binding of Isaac, Hollow Knight, Celeste, Ball X Pit, these games all show you that you can make a game with creativity challenge and have the players in mind first and do well. While AAA games have size and graphics, they miss out on the important thing, and the most important thing when it comes to making a video game. They have no soul. Most of the games now feel like the same rebranded game we got last year. NBA, FIFA, even still now, Call of Duty, and games like The Outer Worlds and Avowed all feel the same. However, the games that I've used as an example are reminders that you do not need an entire studio to make something unforgettable. Instead, what you need is passion.